Guys, and welcome to another tutorial by Raistrick Photography. In this tutorial I will show you how to transform the background into something a little bit more interesting to give your photos a bit of a pop. As you can see, the lighting and skin has been adjusted, but this is present in a different tutorial video and it's not necessary for changing the background. So we'll go to the image that I prepared earlier. As you can see, I've changed the background already to a white just by adjusting the curves, just to make it a little bit more easier to transform it into something which is going to make it pop a little bit more. So first off, I selected the fuzzy select tool, but I always call it a magic wand tool because I think it looks kind of cool and like a magic wand. So when you tap on it, it should select all of the images like that. And as you can see, with the benefit of having a white background is that it's cut out the person almost perfectly. So when you come to delete the layer, it deletes it onto a transparent background, and as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's a great starting point, because all you need to do is keep using the tool and deleting all of the little white sections that you don't want in your image. So just keep tapping and deleting them. And the beauty about this tool is that it shows you the selection that you're going to select. Like as you've seen before, I selected the hair by accident. Just by clicking on another area, it just resolves that issue so you don't accidentally select the wrong area. So as you keep deleting, you should begin to see a lot more of the transparent background and all of the white areas of your image get deleted. This could take a while, but the more time you spend on the image, the higher quality it will be, because I find a lot of industry experts are looking to see what sort of finish you have on your photographs, especially if it's like for your portfolio or for a client. So I'll just leave it like that for now. Although it's not perfect, you can still see little white areas. It should be fine for the type of purpose I want, because it's just a tutorial. So here's the image I prepared earlier, just of the background that I'm wanting. Placing the image onto a background is great for like cosplay, and just if you want to make your photos have a little something like an extra sparkle. So I'll zoom out, and you press Ctrl A to select all of it, which is a handy little shortcut I find, especially as it saves you going back to the, oops, I selected the wrong one there, as I find it's easier than deleting it. So as you can see, the image is transferred onto it and you need to make it a new layer. Otherwise you can't delete any other aspects of it, because it groups the layers together and makes it a lot more difficult to edit. So I'll zoom in a little bit, and as you can see, it's almost a perfect outline of the person and the details still there. So for this purpose, although my background's white, you cannot really see edits that I've left out. There you go. And that's just a simple edit, a different way of doing it, which is a lot more difficult, but it's worthwhile. Like I'll demonstrate on this one because it's got a variety of different shades. So there's this tool here called the foreground select tool, and you can also use this scissor select tool. Now I prefer the scissor select tool to the foreground tool, just because it's smart, as in it collects all the shapes in the outline much easier. I'm just doing this really quickly just to demonstrate, but I find if you zoom to 100% of the image, you'll be able to get all the detail of the hair much better. And all you do is you just keep tapping the area and it smart selects the shape that you're cutting out. Like I'm just doing this really quickly just to demonstrate. Now again, this does take time, and it's a lot more difficult to do than using the magic wand tool, but I find it's much easier if the tone of your background, even if it's like a landscape with a person in it, I find it's a lot easier to cut the background out this way. So as you can see there, it's selected a different shape and it's missed part of her pants off, so you just drag it and it should go back to it and smart select it again, because it goes off the different shades that it's selecting and make sure that it's selecting the right areas for you. Now everybody's got a different technique of how they cut out a person and stick it on a different background. I just find these are a little bit easier to use and less time consuming than other tutorials I've seen. So when you get to the bottom of your image, it's important to make sure that you make it as straight as possible, especially in this instance where I want the very bottom of the image selected, because otherwise it does cut out a shape that isn't the same as your image that you are intending to cut out, and it doesn't always work. So there we go again, it's done that, so you just drag it. There we are. So you just keep doing this until you've selected all of your image. Like I say, I'm just doing this quickly just to show you, and obviously it's going to be a rough outline. But like I said earlier, the more time you spend to it, the better the results will be. When I was first starting out photography, I noticed that, like for my first manipulation, that it wasn't perfect, but it does get better with time and the more time you spend on it. I had a deadline, so I was rushing it, and I found that looking back now, if I'd spent just like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes longer on it, it would have made the world of difference in regards to the image quality. So like I say, this is just a very, very quick rough outline. I'm not even selecting on all of the hair just for ease, just because obviously it'll take longer, and this is just a quick tutorial and obviously not the finished result. So what you've got to do when you're coming up to the end is make sure that you join the first connection with the last connection, and then you just press enter, and it's done very similar job to what the magic wand tool does, where it selects the image that the outline that you've just created. So what you've got to make sure you do is you edit, copy, and it should turn out very similar to how it was before. So what I'll do is I'll delete that layer just to see, and there we are. So you position it however you want, and there you are. So although you still probably have to use a mixture of the magic wand tool and the scissor select tool, it does make life so much easier, especially like I say when you're cutting out bits of hair in a busy background. And obviously if you have made a mistake like what I've done there, you just press Ctrl Z and it undoes it. And there you are. And that's just a simple tutorial of how to replace a background and stick another image on top of it. Thanks now, bye.